Welcome to Ask Dr. Reg. I'm Dr. Regina Nelson, and I got a message from Dee Dee. Dee Dee wants to know, can I explain tolerance? Yes, I can. Dee Dee, when you begin using cannabis, your receptor system, your endocannabinoid receptor system is often deficient in cannabinoids that you make naturally within your body, these endogenous cannabinoids. Therefore, when you smoke cannabis, you get really high really fast because you have no tolerance. And if you keep smoking and keep taking in these natural supplements and basically titrating up, you will eventually get to a point where you're like, hey, I smoke a little and I don't really feel it. So, people who've used recreationally or rather casually through their lives, they often take what's called a tolerance break so that they can get high again because they miss it. For patients who are on a high CBD regimen, meaning they consume more CBD as a cannabinoid than THC as a cannabinoid, they sometimes will start maybe every 5 to 8 weeks, start to feel kind of this internal jitteriness, for a lack of a better way for me to say it. And caregivers notice it even in pediatric patients, but adults will be like, I don't feel like I don't feel right. And if they take more, they feel worse. But if they take a tolerance break for a day or two, they feel better. And then go right back to the same dose 2-3 days later, and they don't feel that again for another 5 to 8 weeks. This is just something we've learned about. It's in the Survivor's Guide to Medical Cannabis if what I've said just really confuses you. But with all of that said, you build a tolerance. The more THC you use, the less it impacts you from an euphoric standpoint. That being said, I am a medical cannabis patient. I don't know that I have felt beyond a blip of a moment here or there any true euphoria for probably 10 years. 2 years I spent really titrating myself up and figuring out how to dose. And when I found my magical place, I kind of lost the euphoric benefits, but I gained so much from symptom management that it wasn't worth taking a tolerance break for. And so what you find is a lot of medical cannabis patients, well, we've got tolerance. THC does not get us high. We could smoke 2 joints with you, get in the car, take a drive, and it's way different than a new user wouldn't feel that same way. They may be very impaired by that. The nice thing is most people know when they're impaired by cannabis and they won't get in the car and drive. But you feel that. I actually really miss that. When I go to somewhere like California for a week or two and then I come back to the mountains, I can get high for just a little bit, maybe 30 seconds. Several times in a day. Like each time I would pick up and smoke a joint, just a little high, but it would go away really fast. And so I'm usually like, shh, stop. I want to enjoy this because I miss it. But I don't miss it so much that I want to deal with all my symptoms. Am I addicted? I'm not beating people up for this, but I don't really want my symptoms back either. I'm not doing, again, any kind of thing crazy. I actually have lowered my dose quite a lot. I'm trying to see, where I'm at and how much I need. I don't need as much as I needed, say, 7 years ago for pain. My pain is really under control. I very seldom have pain anymore. So tolerance is something people talk about. I think the reason we talk about it is because we talk so much about euphoria. And it's such a taboo thing to say that, hey, I enjoy some euphoria. But we don't have that same thing around drinking. It's okay to want to go out and have a beer and get a buzz, but it's not okay to smoke a little weed and feel a lot less stress. And I think that it is, and I think that that should be very socially acceptable. But beyond that, once you really are a patient, it kind of becomes irrelevant, and just kind of is what it is. So there's some things about tolerance. Thanks for the question. Hey, it's Dr. Reg. Don't forget, check out my website. Check out the Cannacian Leadership Academy. We need more people like you in the space. Come and help me.